Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my first impressions look on the XTEP J Lin 2 SE. So they made a different version of the J Lin 2. The J Lin 2 wasn't my favorite shoe just because the fit was really weird for me. But this shoe is a little bit different, right? So this shoe retails for $105, which is super duper cheap, and also the quality of the materials, or like what we're getting as far as the tech goes, we got some carbon fiber too. I feel like this might be a very good bang for your buck shoe. So if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones. In this colorway, we have a solid white rubber outsole, and it's a very like wavy type of herringbone traction pattern throughout the entire sole of the shoe. And we have J Lin's logo here in the heel. And as far as the durability goes, durability seems very good, but there are some super thin spots, right? So some spots are like a little bit thicker and it feels very good for durability. And some spots like right here is just super duper thin and very pliable. So I am a little bit worried about durability, but it does say it is abrasion resistant, so you should be okay on an outdoor court. As far as the actual traction pattern on my wood floors go, it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel like it's amazing, like top tier yet. There is a pretty nice stop, and also it has a nice little squeak too. So and also, of course, we'll have to see on the dust performance, and obviously I'm gonna need to try it out and play in it, but the overall traction is feeling pretty damn good so far. And of course, we do have a carbon fiber midfoot shank plate. Oh, it's not just midfoot, it does look like it's an X shape, right? And there is one colorway with like a translucent outsole, and you can see it, but it does stop like around right here, right? So we do still have a lot of forefoot flex, right? So here in the heel, as far as the heel to toe transition goes, it feels pretty damn smooth, right? So here in the heel, a nice rounded shape, although we do have this cage. And then here in the forefoot, we have a nice rounded shape and a lot of forefoot flex. It's actually super flexible. So I do like the overall heel to toe transition. And of course, torsion support is going to be good because of this plate, right? Now moving on to the cushioning setup. The cushioning setup is actually really nice, especially for only $105, right? So they're calling this XTEP Boom, and it's a P-Bax foam, and it's full length, right? And it looks very similar to Boost, right? And it has this like little pattern, or this textured pattern on it, but yeah, it's super soft. It doesn't feel like very high density like Boost, right? It seems a little bit more like Boom. I mean, Boom is Li-Ning, which is weird. I don't know how XTEP took that name. But it is full length, and on the medial side it's exposed, but in the back of the heel and also on the lateral side it is pretty caged. And this cage is on the stiffer side of things, right? I would say it's a little bit stiffer than like the Wild 10 or even like the Harden Volume 7 cage, but it's not super stiff, right? So there's still like, you can still compress this plastic a little bit if you press it with your fingers, but overall it does feel nice, right? So there is a little bit of compression here in the heel, although I wish they would have made this cage a little bit softer. Also, the step and cover is pretty nice, right? So the insole, there is a little bit of cushion. It does feel nice, right? So the insole does improve the step and cover a little bit, but also the stroke board is like, it's still like a regular stroke board, but it's on the softer side of things, right? So step and comfort, you can actually feel this Boom foam kind of like underneath your foot. I wouldn't say it's as easy to feel like as the soft mesh stroke boards found in like the Way of Wades, you know, like in the Wild 10, the All City 11, stuff like that, but it's still pretty soft for underfoot cushion. And I feel like once I start playing in it and the sweat and heat from my foot breaks down like the glue and stuff from the stroke board, it'll get a little bit softer, right? Court feel, I would say it's like around average, but I am liking the cushioning setup so far. So there is the cushioning setup. Moving on to the materials, so we have like a plastic screen mesh type of material, like overlaying this, and then underneath that we have like a very open type of mesh, you know? And it reminds me a lot of the One Take 4. However, this plastic material over everything is a lot more supportive. There's no stretch to it, and it's super thin, however, and it's see-through, but like it doesn't stretch at all. So I definitely feel like it'll be a lot more supportive, you know what I mean? And also around that, we do have a nice fuse, and there's like this really cool pattern on it. It just looks like there's lines crossing each other, and that's a pretty cool texture on it. And then for the first two eyelets, we have kind of like straps that do go underneath this material for better overall support here on the lateral, and also on the medial side, as you guys can see, like through this see-through material. And also we have a little bit of a stretchy type of knit, which is pretty interesting. And then also we have another like inner booty, right? So there is still a tongue, but it is attached to this ankle collar, which is a super nice stretchy knit. And of course, that feels super nice. You know, it does improve the overall fit, and it kind of stretches over your foot, which feels nice as well. And then here in the ankle area, we actually have like an average amount of padding, which does feel pretty damn nice and cozy, like in the back of the shoe. So overall, I'm liking this material. Even for $105, like this fuse actually doesn't feel super cheap or anything like that to me, and it just feels nice. You know, it's thin, it conforms to your foot very well, especially here in the forefoot. And I also do like this inner booty with this knit material that kind of feels like a sock. So I do like the overall material so far. And now moving on to the fit, I went up half a size, right? It actually fits me very, very well, right? Lengthwise, I would say there is a little bit of length, just a tiny bit, but I feel like if I went down half a size, it'll be pretty damn snug. So just be careful on that. If you want a super duper snug fit, then maybe go true to size, but for most people, I'll suggest going up half a size, right? Also here in the toe box, it is quite snug, and also width wise, I would say it's around normal width to maybe slightly narrow, which of course is a huge improvement for me comparing it to the regular J Lin 2, because the J Lin 2 was super wide and then my foot would move around inside of the shoe, right? But this one feels actually a little bit narrower, which I do like. So the overall fit for me is pretty good, and I do like I said, this stretchy knit, which does give you that better fit, right? Now moving on to the support and lockdown, I do like the lateral containment, right? All the lateral counters on the shoe does look very good, right? So here in the forefoot, we have this cage coming up acting as a sidewall, and it's actually a pretty stiff plastic, which I do like. Not only does this plastic cage the cushion, it also comes up and acts as a sidewall here in the midfoot and also here in the heel. So lateral containment, it feels like it's going to be very, very good. And also lateral stability, look at this. We do have a nice outrigger, and it is a very wide base, so lateral stability feels like it's going to be good. And then heel slippage, I don't really feel anything as far as heel slippage goes. So overall, support and lockdown feels good so far. And now moving on to the weight of the shoe. I mean, I feel like it feels like average, maybe 12 or 13 ounces, I feel like. Yeah, 13.33 ounces. Let's check the other shoe. 12.91 ounces. That's a pretty big difference in weight. Let's just average it out to like 13.1 or something like that. Or 13 ounces basically, right? So that's a little bit heavier than average, but it's not super heavy, right? And it feels pretty damn nice on foot so far, right? Like I said, this material feels super minimal, and the cushion feels very, very comfortable as well. That did surprise me a good amount. So overall, it feels really nice on foot, and I do like how smooth this shoe feels as well. Now moving on to the aesthetics, I like it. I feel like it looks a lot better than the regular J Lin 2, right? It looks a little bit more futuristic and looks a little bit more modern in my personal opinion. And also I really like this colorway, and there's also some really dope colorways out on Fumuji. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes, the J Lin 2 SE surprised me. I mean, I got it in, I put it on foot, and it feels really nice so far, and especially for the price, $105. I just hope the traction is top tier. And I feel like if the traction is top tier, this shoe is going to be a banger, guys, because I'm liking the cushion. I do like the overall material. I do like the knit material as well. Like this stretchy knit for $105 is still really good. It fits me overall nice, and I do like the carbon fiber. That's a nice premium touch to it too. So the J Lin 2 SE is first impressions are very, very good. But anyways, that about concludes this video. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.